Hi guys, and welcome back to 14s for Change. I'm Leila.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Catherine.
And I'm Luna. We have our guest today.
Yeah, look at these pretty guests. So today we're going to be talking about leadership in our community and basically getting involved in your community, how you as an individual can make an impact for the better. Because, we're all about change here and we want to encourage it in our community as well.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
right?
So, no, you go. Let me have
I was just going to say that we have no idea what these questions are.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
just coming straight from our head knowledge, our experience,
Me and Leila had time to think about them though.
Totally raw.
That's nice for you.
Just put them on the spot for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to start off with, what do you think motivates you guys to help out in your community? Because sometimes we can all be lazy and think okay, well, if this isn't going to benefit me, why am I doing it? So what do you think makes you want to help in your community, makes you want to be a better person for those around you?
I'll start it. I feel like the area that we live in is very diverse and a lot of different types of people, and me being who I am and the economic status that my family provided for me, I kind of have the privilege to be able to help out for other people in the community that don't. So in a situation where I'm able to use that privilege, I'd like to give back to other people that don't get that and just help out.
Yeah, definitely.
That's so
Totally
great that you
agree.
recognize that and you're willing to give from that place. I think for me, my personality lends itself to leadership roles a little bit. I really like who I am in a leadership role. I feel like it brings out the best in me. And I like surrounding myself with other leaders. I feel like it builds so much character and you can learn so much from other people. It humbles you a little bit to see another leader and be like, you are so good at what you do. Please show me how you do that.
Yeah,
Totally.
I feel like I've definitely been inspired to do better, coming from my role models and other people.
Yeah.
That's definitely took a big influence on me, which made me want to make a difference.
Definitely. I'm going to touch on that. We did a role models episode, and I think for me, the place in my mind that makes me want to make this world a better place, make it a better place for the people who don't have the privilege that I do, is my mom. She helps out victims of domestic violence, and that's her whole job. And ever since I was a kid, I've seen what she's been doing for other people, what she does for the community, because she does a lot of pro bono work. So it's free. Funded by the government. And it just really inspires me to be like that as well, because I think that is so noble of her, and she tries so hard for this community. And it's just really impressive to see someone who has more than other people do giving it back to the community. People could do whatever they want with their money and their time, but it's really shows your character when you choose to spend it on the right things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, even those who aren't as privileged or who do not have as much money or time or just the same opportunities as other, when you put in effort, sorry, I had a voice crack. When you put in effort to help others and just be a leader in your community, it's so inspiring and it just overall helps people to do better.
Totally.
It's a chain reaction.
Yeah.
You see one person do something good and then you want to do the same.
And you see it's possible. You see it's if you see someone making a change, you're they're actually doing something. I could do that.
Look at that go-getter.
You know what I love seeing? Younger kids do that. I remember when I saw Greta Thunberg being 12 years old, I was oh my God, I aspire to be her.
She is so impressive.
Yeah, and the whole world knew about her.
And there's people
everything.
talking bad about her, but she's doing her own thing. She's out there
Making a
helping
difference.
save this world by herself, one day at a time, because she believes in the change that she wants to create. And I think that's a big part of this. You have to believe in what you're doing for your community. You can't just be doing this for the looks of it, or it'll look good to other people that you're doing this. You have to want to be a part of it. You have to want to see this change in your community and around the world. And I think that's very important.
So what's something that all of you guys have done to make a difference or to see change?
I think that I don't want to talk about this in a way that it's bragging, because this was genuinely a really big deal for me. I was so happy to be a part of this. And I've talked about it before on the podcast, but I think a really big thing for me was attending Black Lives Matter protests and just being a part of that conversation, getting my voice heard, even if I didn't know the whole situation, I still wanted to be there supporting the right side, supporting everyone who were fighting for the rights that I already have, the rights that I'm privileged enough to have, that other people didn't get to experience just because they have a different skin color than me.
Yeah,
and I was
definitely.
so happy that I got to be a part of that and that I got to just fight with them.
Yeah, I feel like for me, it's more on like the school side of things of being a leader. Like I'm involved in a bunch of different leadership things in my high school, like Link Crew and ASB. And Link Crew is kind of like it's like a cheer group almost for incoming freshmen. So like we gather for the freshman orientation and just kind of encourage them to like start their high school careers, I guess. And then for ASB, it's like there's a bunch of things that we do that like kind of go under the radar almost because at our high school you can leave at lunch, like you can use your lunch pass and go get food. So I feel like a lot of kids don't really see, but like for example, when we do something like last week we dressed up in like elf outfits and we had a Santa Claus and we just
Oh my
like
God, everyone was
sat,
posting
we
that.
just kind of sat on the stage at lunch and like a lot of our friends left at lunch, but like what you don't get to see is there's so many kids at our high school that like were just so into it and like it made like their entire
so
week.
fun.
Like they'd come up and take a picture and be like, oh my God, this is so fun and this is so awesome. And like it's just like giving back to the community of people in my high school that just letting them fit in and have fun.
It's really fun. I totally agree.
I wish like schools did more weird things.
Yeah.
You know what
know?
I'm saying? Like I wish it was more weird.
Well, yeah, because then it encourages other people to like
Yeah.
express themselves and bring out their weird side too.
Yeah.
And make you feel like, oh, I'm not weird for feeling
Comfortable.
like this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
a lot of other people
definitely.
want to do the same thing I want to do.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
high school especially, there's a lot of things that like you see someone do and you're like, I wish I could do that, but like I don't have enough courage to do
Mm.
it.
Or, like
kind
even
of.
Yeah.
dress up days, sometimes
Yeah.
the people that nail it are the ones who surprise you. Like you're not expecting that person to go off like for like
Mm-hmm.
Like
crazy
free dress,
sweater
you
day
mean?
or something.
Oh, you mean like
and
that?
like they go off.
Oh, I just wear pajamas. Like whenever I have the chance to not wear uniform, that's my go-to.
I think that it's important as being a leader. It's also like Jesse said. Well, let me go back. I wanted to be a leader for my school. I wanted to be a part of ASB. So I signed up or I ran for senior class president. And I was so excited. I was like, okay, I'm totally going to get this. Like I got it. And I was having all my friends like repost on on their Instagrams, like my story that I was posting, like, guys, come on, help me get this. I want this role so bad. I want to be able to like help incoming freshmen, help people at school get excited about being here. Because, you know, like school's boring sometimes. We got to make it fun for everyone. So I was like, okay, I'm so going to get this. And then turns out I didn't. I lost. And who knows if it was by a lot or a little, but it could have been a lot. But my main thing from that was like I learned from my loss. And that's a big part of being a leader. As being a leader, it's not always winning.
And you still tried, which
Yeah.
is the
So
most
true.
important
Yeah.
part.
Sometimes the biggest part of being a leader is how you accept the failure.
Exactly.
And if you're still going to contribute, even though you don't have the title.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wish I was still contributing, but there wasn't really much I could do after that. And I was kind of like, oh, this is like
Well, for a position like that.
Yeah. But I mean, I still wanted to be a part of it. I still tried to get my name out there. And I think that I encourage other people to do that too, especially if you're trying to make new friends in high school and stuff like that. It's a really good idea to become a part of something such as ASB or Link Crew.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Like when it comes to school, I feel like doing something good for my community was definitely joining 2 clubs this year. I did like the Advocates for Equity Club, which I actually really like so far, and National Honor Society. Moment of Truth, I only joined that club because Ava joined it for like a day that I wasn't there. But I actually like am really enjoying it so far because we're like going to volunteer like at an animal hospital soon.
Really?
Yeah, and like I love like animals, so I'm like super excited for that. But just like even like when I wasn't like intentional, just kind of like a coincidence, like something beneficial is coming out of it. So
That's so cool. Another thing I wanted to add about how's a way that you've proved your leadership in your community. As you can tell, like we created this podcast kind of from the ground. Obviously, not without the help of Solomon, of course. This would not be possible without him.
We
But
were really like trying to do it in your room.
I know. We thought we were going to do it in my room using my phone. Like we were going to use like a podcast thing on my phone. It was going to be horrible. Like it would not have worked. Nothing would have been
Yeah,
accomplished without
definitely
Solomon.
Without
not.
Solomon.
Apple will start in the garage.
Well, we're not Steve Jobs. Like that would
He
not
didn't have Solomon. If he had had
Yeah.
Solomon.
Yeah, exactly. If Solomon was in my garage, maybe we could. But anyways, yeah, this is kind of like a huge.
I'm not living in your garage.
He wants to, guys. Come on.
Secretly.
Anyways, this is kind of like a project that started from nothing. And although it's not like our name isn't that well renowned, like people know us in Long Beach, but this is kind of my strive to be a leader in my community. And it's like a group effort, obviously, but this is like the biggest thing and the biggest thing that I'm the most proud of about my high school experience is that this is how I'm showing to be a leader, creating this vulnerable environment where we talk about some seriously deep stuff that like I never thought I'd be talking about
To
and
like in
posting
public.
it on the
Yeah.
internet.
No, I get you.
But that makes me so happy we are out here encouraging people to do the same. And we want to pass this podcast down to have leaders in the future. But anyways, that's just a thought. I really enjoy this podcast as my leadership moment.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Okay. Anyways, what do you think? Oh, sorry. What are some ways you think the audience can be more involved in their community? Like, how would you? What advice would you give someone who wants to be a part of their community?
Something I found that like was kind of unexpected. Invest in underclassmen. Like invest in underclassmen. I have so many underclassmen friends, and like I don't even really know. Like from sports teams and stuff. Like if you're on a varsity team, talk to the JV team. Talk to the freshman team. Like you are building a program. You're building leaders, and like I would have given so much to have like a senior guide me through my freshman year or something like that. I think it's a really easy way to reach out, and I think a lot of people don't think about it because they're not necessarily right in front of your face in your friend group. Underclassmen.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like if I had like a mentor or something
Yes.
going throughout high school, I would have done more to be involved earlier on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, they used to do that like in 8th grade, like you could shadow like one specific person in a high school.
I did.
Yeah,
I
my
don't
brother
think
did that.
Do they still
I
do
did that. I did
No,
that
I
at
did
Poly.
I didn't do that. At Wilson, I know that when I was shadowing, it's like you go and it's like a group effort.
Yeah.
But I know that
Yeah.
when my brother shadowed,
It
it was
used
like
to be like one
you
person.
like communicated with someone you knew at the school, and then you'd like go to their classes and like
Mhm.
sit
Yeah,
with
no, I
them.
did that.
And
Yeah.
it's cool
That's
because
so
you get to see like
interesting.
what their life is
Yeah.
actually like at school.
Yeah.
And they're actually really fulfilling friendships. Like
Mhm.
not having people in your grade, I feel like there's less competition, especially for girls.
Mhm.
Like I like one of my best friends is like a sophomore. I love her to death. I
Really?
learned so much from her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. I loved having friends that were upperclassmen because first of all, I kind of thought that it was like cool, like, oh, I'm friends with upperclassmen guys. Like I have other friends to hang out
It
with
was
today.
just for the flex at the time.
No, but now looking back on it, it's like, wow, I really learned a lot from them. Like I learned, okay, like I'm going to have mistakes. Like on the swim team, I had so many friends that were above me. I like hung out with them mostly and we went to like CIF together and stuff. And they just taught me so much about like making mistakes and like messing up in the pool. It's all going to be okay. Like I don't even remember those races that I did back then because they made me feel like everything I messed up on was okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely think it's important to
Yeah.
have like, and also like a diverse age range, like not just like below you or
Yeah.
above you. Like
Yeah,
you
I
can
get
have
to know
both.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then you're also helping them become leaders, and it's like a engaging experience, interactive. You learn from
Totally.
both sides.
Yeah.
What was your question again? Going back to that.
How can the audience
Yeah,
contribute to their community?
I feel like there are so many ways to contribute, but like not a lot are known. But honestly, you can start off by looking online and just searching up like the different like methods and like ways that you can do that, because I feel like that was a really like big way that helped me like engage in my community. Especially like me and Sammy and Layla and Ava have talked about this so many times on our podcast, but like we were all like together one night like a year ago and we were just like talking about like something we can do that'll be like impactful, and that's how we like came up with this podcast. But like we were looking up ideas and everything, and I just feel like that's a really like important and beneficial way to
yeah,
like get
Yeah.
things going. And then obviously from there you can like grow or learn and like contribute and you know, like you just
Yeah.
like
I totally agree.
uh-huh.
And like with the technology we have right now, like the world is your oyster. You can find anything to do to help your
Yeah.
community. Attend protests, attend just like rallies or anything that you're interested in and you
Mhm.
want to show
Yeah.
leadership in that thing,
Yeah,
I think is very important.
definitely.
Mhm.
And also kind of like if I think it's interesting to like start a club at school about what
Mhm.
you're interested in and what
Yeah.
inspires you to kind of get the word out there and see what other people are interested in it too. And who
Yeah.
else wants to like make this change with you.
I feel like I personally wouldn't be able to start a club because I would not know like how to, but I would definitely like join them. So
But yeah, you have the resources at your school.
Bringing up other people's ideas that you believe in.
Yeah.
If they're
Mhm.
having trouble getting momentum,
Mhm.
like absolutely.
And then you can see like other sides of the picture too, not
Mhm.
just through one perspective, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, flashing back to what Luna just said about not knowing how to start a club, I think it's very there's a lot of things in a high school that are very easy to access, such
Like
as
resources.
learning how to
Yeah.
start a club, and that comes from just asking simple questions. And I think a big part of what I do as a leader is like I can help being on ASB, I can help people answer those questions. Like it's someone like you who's trying to start a club might not know how to
Mhm.
do it. So then they come and start asking around. And then I would know exactly how to start a club. So I think that's how
Yeah.
I give back to the community.
Yeah. So you're like the person who answers those questions at our
Yeah.
school. And I think it's important to recognize also that being a leader doesn't start off like someone doesn't just wake up one day and think like, "Oh, I want to do this today. Let me just make this huge change today." I think that it takes time and you have to be encouraged also. Like as a freshman, I would never have thought that I'd be making this podcast and like encouraging other people
Yeah.
to do stuff like this.
Mhm.
But it kind of happens with the people around you and you just have to find your place in like being a leader and what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking about being encouraged, who encouraged you to get involved in the community?
I think I kind of oh sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say first off, just like my parents,
Yeah,
I
that's what
feel
was
like
gonna say,
they're
too.
not like it's not like necessarily like they were like pushing me to get involved in the community, but like ever since I was little, like one of the earliest like things that I remember my dad teaching me is that he still works at the same job, but he used to have an office up in LA that he'd have to go to. And there's a lot of homeless people in LA.
Mhm.
And his thing was that he would give away $5 every day to homeless people.
Mm.
And so I just
Mm.
kind of like retained that and would see like now whenever I see someone homeless and if they're asking me for money or even if they're not, then I'll just give it to them and I'll think of how my dad used to try to give away $5 every single day. So I feel like that pushed me in the right direction to help my community and just kind of be like more open to stuff like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely think parents are like a good way to get involved too. Like,
Absolutely.
oh my God, my voice keeps cracking. But
I'm not even noticing it.
Really?
Yeah, I know.
No
You
one
just
else
pointed
is.
it out.
Yeah.
well, I noticed
Trust
it.
yourself.
But my mom, she's an administrator at Paramount Unified School District, and I like asked her. Well, I was like talking to her about like how I wanted to like do something beneficial for like kids and like the pandemic and how a lot of them like lost on their education, like you know, just
Mhm.
like didn't have the same advantages
Yeah.
because it was all
Yeah.
like online. So she like was talking to like her friends and like a bunch of teachers and like principals and stuff from like different like schools, and eventually she like got me this thing where I tutor like students who like can't like afford tutoring. So I tutor for free like 2 times a week. So I go to Paramount like twice a week.
Wow.
And I like help first graders like learn on like their reading skills and all that, and like
Yeah.
those who need it, but for now it's just first graders.
Yeah, parents are very good connections
Yeah.
with that. And also out of something like that, you could see if that's like a passion you have in life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if you want to be
I don't think I want to be a teacher. No,
but like if
No.
if you can find what you're passionate about, you can find a way to make it a service.
Exactly.
Like it's totally possible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like start your own brand.
Yeah.
Shout
Like
out
Sammy,
Sammy.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I would say the same. My parents also encouraged me to get involved. I talked about my mom already, but my dad, he's a lawyer and he works in LA, which is a very large or dense population of people who speak different languages or people who don't have the means for an interpreter for those languages. So my dad started asking me in summer of 2019 if I would go to his office with him and start helping like translate and interpret conversations, legal conversations between him and his clients. And honestly, it was like one of the most like enriching experiences ever. And it helped me practice my Spanish because I love speaking Spanish. But it also showed me like, wow, I can help people with just like using my voice. People who don't have money to literally get an interpreter, something that they should have like for free.
Yeah.
So I was able to help with that. And that was just so amazing. And they ended up winning their trial, which was pretty awesome.
Woo-hoo.
But I wasn't there in the trial because I'm not like a formal interpreter. I was there for like the deposition, but it was very cool.
Yeah, that is really
That
cool.
is really cool. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's enriching. Jesse just whispered that behind my back.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said
said
enriching.
enriching.
Oh,
Enriching. Sorry, guys. you can say that out loud.
You're so
I didn't want to cut it off.
Thank you. Yeah, I was on a roll.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
yeah,
you did
very
use other
enriching
vocab?
experience. Yeah, Jesse has a good vocab, but he doesn't really know how to
Does he?
spell the words in his vocab.
Yeah, that is
Wait,
true.
that's me too.
Yeah, I don't
no,
understand.
That's me too.
I don't understand what the point of spelling something correctly is when they still understand what you're saying. Like, is it really going to pain anyone?
Yes, it
I don't
bothers
get
me
it. I don't
so much.
I say the
It's
wrong
really
there,
bad.
but
The
they
different theirs.
understood.
Oh,
I'm
no,
not
that
writing a
bothers
formal
me.
paper.
That bothers
Ava
me.
I'm
does
not
that
writing a formal
too.
If you
paper.
say the wrong there
or the wrong your, like
or the
come
wrong
on.
two,
Ava
that's a
does that
problem.
too, and I text her.
That's a
I'll say
problem.
It's
Figure
a
that
text.
out.
The point of a text is to be as
No.
informal as possible.
No.
You
But you
minimize
still
your words
spell
and
it
maximize your
No.
time.
Yeah,
No.
Anyways.
that's a
Yeah.
that's a violation. No.
yeah, I agree with that.
Catherine, who motivates you to be involved in
Well,
your
my
community?
mom is. I'm first of all like my best friend, so she is very involved in my life, and she's always encouraged me. She never necessarily like felt that I needed to be a leader specifically, but definitely like a servant to the
Mhm.
community. She's been great, and honestly, I just moved schools to Valley Christian, and that school is extremely service oriented. Like, there's a whole class on service.
Mhm.
I didn't get to get in that class because it's very popular, but
That's so interesting.
like a lot of my best friends are we're all seniors now, so they have like grown up in this community, and they kind of like low key run the school. Like they know
Really?
how everything
Mm.
works. They go to the middle school, the elementary school. They run chapels and worships, and so I have a lot of stage fright, but I love music. So some of my friends really encouraged me to get on the worship team, and
That's
so I'm on the
cool.
worship
Do you
team
sing?
now. I do sing, and I play drums.
Oh
and,
my
like,
Oh,
gosh.
girl boss.
Catherine does
So-
everything.
I know she
Like,
does it
look
all.
at her.
So I definitely think, like I said earlier, learning from other leaders. Like
Mhm.
I would have never had that in myself, but because they believed in me, and they're gonna be there for every performance, every rehearsal, and so
Yeah.
that really got me to like finally,
That's so cool. It kind of like cracked your shell open a
It
little.
did.
And got your voice out there.
yeah,
That's so
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah.
Also, guys, I'm so sorry we did not do a little bit of introductory like they did in their other
Oh.
episode. So do you guys want to do it really quick? We can just introduce them really quick. This is like
Yeah.
way too late.
Speed
but-
round, it's fine.
Speed round.
I'm Catherine. I am 17. I go to Valley Christian. That's it.
Yes. Yes.
My name's Jesse. I'm 17 years old as well, and I go to Long Beach Wilson High School.
And he can't spell.
And
yeah,
he can't
and he
spell.
can't spell.
I
That's
can do a lot of other things.
And uses
though.
the wrong two.
No.
Oh my god, people who
Call
use
him
the
out.
wrong
That's
two.
nasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hate when that happens.
Also, another important idea is that it's not, you can be a leader in other ways rather than going in front of a huge group of people. You can be a leader in your
absolutely.
friend group.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think what do you guys think is an important way you have been a leader in your friend group? Like you think you have like made a change or just felt like, okay, I just did something good for my friend group.
I'm definitely a listener.
Hmm.
I've had a lot of unfortunate experiences
Mhm.
in my past, and I think that the positive way I've kind of spun those is being able to be someone a couple stages ahead of someone who's just now going through something and
Yeah.
guide them through that process. I really love being that person for people, so I think listening is my
Mhm.
strong suit.
I feel like Luna's the same way. Luna's a
Really?
really good listener.
I try to be.
Congratulations.
It's like the first person I go to about my problems.
Oh.
Really?
And then Jesse.
And then Jesse. But then
I want to
Jesse.
get a competition.
Then
Number
Jesse
two, but
spills
which
it.
two?
Yeah, which
You
two?
just turned it
Spell
into-
it. Spell which two?
TWO.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
He got it now.
I'm trying to think of
What's
like a
100
time like I've been a leader in my friend group, but I can't. Come on, think for me.
Yeah, you're not.
I mean, your
yeah.
entire friend group is. I mean, you guys are like a powerhouse.
I feel like I tried to be a leader when I started going to Wilson, although it was really hard because I didn't really know anyone. Once I became secure in my friend group, I tried to be the person that was like, okay, guys, we can't use these words. Like, let's stray away from that. We're mature. We're
yeah.
teenagers. Like, we also don't have the power to use these words, so let's stop using them. And I've always known, like, I have a strong head on my shoulders about like what I'm supposed to say and what I'm not supposed to say, because that's been a thing my parents have taught me since I was younger.
Mhm.
So once I came into a friend group where people weren't as like educated on that as I was, I tried to be the person that was like, okay, we need to cut this off.
Yeah. Maybe like being a leader for me, like in our friend group, is probably just giving advice too.
Yeah.
Like steering like my friends to do the right thing, or like just like helping them with a situation that they don't know really what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
just came to me. So
Yeah, I feel like for me, it's yeah, like in my friend group with the boys, we
Oh, here we go, the
boys. Are you gonna shout them out?
Yeah, we all have each
Can you
other's.
list off their names?
We all have each other's backs. Yeah, my boys.
Who are the boys?
My boys, I got Beck, Flynn,
Beck.
Felipe, Dallas,
Flonks.
yeah, Flonks,
Flonks.
Ryan Burak, and Nate, and Jack Dine.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like,
Nice.
What?
No, keep going. Sorry.
and I feel like we all have each other's backs. Well, I mean, I would include my other friend Nico, but he kind of bailed on the podcast last
Ooh.
second.
Oh, call him out, Nico.
Call him out.
Yeah,
That's
so
why I'm here.
Nico, when you
though.
listen to
I'm
this,
literally just
when you listen to
Catherine's a
this-
better
warmer.
voice,
Yeah.
though. Catherine's
Yeah, yeah,
more educated voice on this.
Yeah.
I'm a seat warmer.
yeah. I got a lot of boys. Got Hank
He's
and
got so
Carson.
many
Yeah,
boys,
but
bro.
we all got each other's backs. You know what I mean?
Do you have your girls' backs too, or just the boys? Like, is it just a boys thing?
Well, no, I'm just saying in my friend
Okay.
group
Okay.
of boys, we all have each other's
Okay,
backs.
yeah.
Of course, that when with my girlfriends and my girlfriend, I will have their backs always too, and I feel like I'm always quick to.
It's a different thing
Text.
with the boys, though.
Yeah. I feel
like
the
I'm-
boys' bond is like
Different connection.
Yeah, especially when you've known each other
Different,
since
man.
kindergarten.
Yeah, we've all,
like you
yeah, most of us have
Oh,
known each
that's
other since
crazy.
kindergarten. I mean, I went to like out of that list, I went to kindergarten with Hank, Carson, Flynn, Beck, Jack. We all
That's
went to kindergarten together, and then like me
crazy.
and Ryan and Nate have been playing baseball together, and Charlie forever. You know what I mean?
So you finally mentioned his name. So you guys all became friends. You kind of morphed into the same friend group.
Yeah, exactly. We all became kind of one big powerhouse of the boys. You know what I mean?
Powerhouse
Boys
of the
powerhouse. Okay. Yeah. So are you more of like a listener in that friend group, or like a talker? Like, do you give more
Like,
do you-
advice, or
Do you
like?
to
plan
advice?
the plans, or do you?
Oh, Jesse plans. The
like,
plans.
I
What
would
do
say
you
that.
do?
I would say that. I mean, we have a. I would say that when we hang out, there's not much of a plan. Usually, it's kind of just, oh yeah, let's do something. What house are we gonna go to? And then we go to that house and just sit there. But so there's not much of a plan to be made. But I feel like I'm more of a. I feel like I'd be more of a listener, right? I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Well, sometimes when I want to talk to you, Jesse's a very good person to talk to. So I always go to like him or Luna.
Just don't trust him.
But Jesse will like help me rant and
He's a
stuff. So I
pot stir.
think he's a very good leader in that. And he leads a lot of good pot stirs too, if you want to be a part of those.
Leadership in the pot
Yeah,
stir.
little drama pot stir. But
Oh, a pot stir. I was like, what's a pot stir?
okay. But
Stir.
you also are a very good leader in your friend group because you like lead the plans. Like you make plans and you're the person I would text to
You
like,
pick the
You're,
house.
you're the
but
one
gonna
who
sit
tells
and
us.
do nothing.
You're the
Yeah.
one who lets us come over to the
Yeah.
house.
and you like beg everyone if we can come over so we stop bothering you. You're a leader in that.
Yeah, they
regard.
Yeah.
bother me a lot. I'll be sitting there minding my own business and get 14 calls from Luna over here about nonsense.
About
That is
nonsense.
not true.
No, it's very true.
I don't ever call you. I
Can you
just
come
check.
over?
I just check your Snapchat location.
Yeah.
And then
You turn your location off. Can we come over? Oh my god. Yeah. It's not my house.
What a leader.
I am a great.
Such a leader. Anyways, so how do you think you encourage your other friends around you to be leaders or help out your community? Because like you can do it by yourself, but it's not as powerful, I feel like, when it's an
No, it's not.
individual power. It works better when there's like a lot of people contributing to this one
Absolutely.
effort.
Yeah.
So how do you guys think you encourage those around you or like get your message out?
I think a big thing is delegation. When you're a leader, like I think it's really important to look at the group you're leading and see what everyone's best at and trust them to do that and to own that,
Mm-hmm.
because then your whole team gets stronger when you let people grow in what they're best at.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I think in seeing that someone is really good at something and encouraging in them in that, like you're creating another leader. I love doing that. I love when my friends do that for me.
Period.
Yeah, I think that's great. Delegation.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like motivation is a really big factor when it comes to being a leader, because like obviously so many people are going to want to like just help out for their community, but also a lot of the
Yeah.
time there can be like a reason as to why they want to help out.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know how to like explain it, but
Well,
like
Go ahead.
I don't know. I'm like trying to like think of like the way to word it, but just like a lot of the time there's always like a benefit like at the end.
Okay.
Like, or
Yeah.
does that make sense?
No.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Well, I think a good way to encourage other people to be a part of their community is, like you said, there's usually something that makes you want to do it. So I would say, like, first of all, a big motivational factor is giving back. Like, that's just a big thing. That shows a
Mhm.
lot of character. And if another person you're friends with wants to give back as well, then I feel like they will automatically be interested in being involved in this project or effort you are
Yeah.
working on.
And if like your friends like see like that you're doing something like good, it'll motivate them to like want to do the same.
Totally. Yeah.
Or if they have an idea but they don't really know how to execute it, like
Mhm.
if there's a specific portion of it that they're very unsure about that you think you could contribute to, like making yourself available to them
Mhm.
as a resource or an educational way
Yeah.
for them to learn that aspect of their idea. Yeah.
I
Totally.
definitely agree with
Yeah.
that.
Like Sammy is incredible with digital art.
Mhm.
Like if they didn't know how to make a logo but they want to start a business, like I could totally see Sammy being like,
Yeah.
I got you. Like I can do
Samuel
that.
take cover
And then
on
they
that.
facilitated that,
Mhm.
aspect of it.
Yeah. Sammy, you're getting a lot of shout outs
you are
back
getting a
there.
lot.
Sammy,
We have our audience, our other guests are back there watching us right now.
they're
Thanks, guys.
No. It's
No.
me.
who is the biggest leader?
It's me.
If we're gonna be controversial.
That's a good question. Who is the biggest leader in your life? Myself. No, I'm just kidding. Who is the biggest leader in your
I
life?
feel like it depends when it comes to like certain like aspects
Yeah,
of my
I
life. Like when
agree.
you ask me about the environment, like to like
Mm.
do something, I'm gonna say Greta Thunberg. But if you ask me about like just like kindness and like
But-
like just like
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Is the question in your life or is of anyone you know, like ever? Because
Oh.
Greta isn't in your life.
oh, I was just thinking of like anyone I
She
know.
wishes.
I know, I wish. But my mom probably, or just like my parents, both of them, just like them like making a difference like in my life wants me to like make a difference in other people's lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that I'm having trouble choosing because
Yeah.
that
I
means
know,
your
there's
life
so
is filled with
many.
so many good people.
Yeah.
And
That's a good
yeah,
thing.
like
Which is
4
how
or
it
5
should
names
be.
came to
Yeah.
mind.
Well, you can list them. Give them a shout out.
I think like administratively, Meg Pfeiffer, so good. Like spiritually, Caleb. My mom just overall, she's phenomenal. Yeah, they're
That's
really great
good.
people. And then like your best friends, like
Mhm.
whether or not like they consider themselves a leader, they're still incredibly influential in your life.
Yes.
Like they are a leader in your personal life just because they're
100%.
that close to you. So like all
Yeah.
of my best friends.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say that I have a long list of people to choose from too, but my parents are big leaders in my life. And also Isabella, who I already talked about, is a huge leader in my life. She's kind of the one that like got me involved and pushed me to sort of start becoming a leader in my high school. And she also just obviously
Mhm.
always like has my back and will always listen to me. And then I feel like what goes under the radar a lot is that all of my guy friends, like I've already said, they always have my
Nice.
back, and they're always like leaders for me. Like just like things that you wouldn't expect. Like if I was having a bad day or whatever, like they will when I go home, they'll text me or whatever and be like, "Were you okay?" Or like
Mm.
I remember specifically one time I was like really upset about a relationship that was ending, and I remember I was at my friend's house and like I went up to the bathroom and Charlie, sorry if that's a it's tough, but Charlie,
Oh my God.
Charlie like followed me up into the bathroom and just like kind of like gave me a hug and made sure I was okay because he could see and like he's known me my whole life and he could see that something is wrong and like that's something that like I think about. I don't even think I've ever talked to him about it, but that's
That's
something
really
that
sweet.
Yeah.
and I remember he told me and he said like he gave me some advice and was like just wait like 3 months and then if you still feel the same way like act on that. Don't start acting now. And then I did it and I waited 3 months and then it worked out. So thank you, Charlie.
Was this like about your relationship?
Yeah, it was about Isabella.
That was
Ooh.
good advice.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take into consideration sometimes. Moving on.
People in my life who helped me, who encouraged me to be a part of my community are, like I said, my mom. And I also think my best friends. I think that when we started thinking about like, okay, what are we going to do to feed back into our community? It was kind of not like a competitive sense, but it was like, okay, we all need to bring ideas into this. So
Mhm.
I was trying to go out there, get new ideas. And
Sorry, you guys competed about who's
No,
gonna
no,
bring
no,
the
no.
most
No.
equipment?
because no, we were all trying to think we were all trying to think of things like a big impact we could have on our community before we landed on the podcast. This was like a long time ago. So I was like searching around, figuring out what the heck, figuring out what I could do. And it was not in a competition sense, but when there are other people around you doing it, I guess you want to do it too. Is what
Yeah.
I mean.
Or it makes you want to be better.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah,
Right?
it motivates you
it
to
makes
like
you want to
do more.
contribute more. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're like,
I want to be like
I'm not a
that.
deadbeat.
Yeah.
Like, I can do it too.
No, that's so relatable. I completely get that.
Yeah,
Totally.
there was a
Yeah.
like I remember like back in like 9th and 10th grade, like my mom and all of our guys' friends' parents, they had like a big group chat, and I remember they would always try to get us to like volunteer and give back to our community because we would kind of just do nothing all day. We'd like skate
Mhm.
around to Second Street and do nonsense. But so eventually like we would do it and we'd do a big volunteer thing. Like we'd volunteer at like valet for cars or something like that. And like at the time you'd go into it and be like, oh,
Like,
I don't want
I
to.
wish I was like,
But then
at
once
home.
it's done, you feel like you did
Yeah.
something. Like you have
Yeah.
that good feeling. Like I know you like a feeling that after you finish like a big run, like a runner's high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that,
Yeah.
but like a volunteer's high.
Volunteers
No,
high.
you're right.
Yeah.
That's actually like so true.
That's a good way to describe
That's
it.
super true. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, one of my volunteer opportunities like changed my whole life. I was
Mhm.
in 8th grade and I worked with these college transfer students. They were from China.
Mhm.
And I loved the cross-cultural experience so much. I started taking Chinese in high school when I went to Poly. Then I left Poly and they don't offer Chinese at Valley. So I take it at Cerritos College
Mhm.
and now I'm teaching Chinese kids English.
That's
so
so cool.
Like
That's so
it
cool.
benefited me in a way like I had no intention for
Yeah.
it to, but it like investing in people invests in you.
Yeah, it was like an underlying benefit.
It was. It's
Mhm.
awesome.
And then it like spiraled into
it
totally, your
totally
own thing.
did.
And now you're
Yeah.
still giving back by doing this other thing.
I
It's
wish
so
they,
cool.
I
really
wish they taught
excited.
like languages like that
At Wilson?
Like,
Yeah.
don't they do Japanese too at
They do
Poly?
Chinese, Japanese. They did German. I
Yeah, they
think.
do German at
Yeah.
Wilson.
Is it Kumar? They do Kumar. Is that
Oh.
Kumar?
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't-
Cambodian? Is that Cambodian? I don't want to.
Someone please educate us in the comments.
I'm so sorry, guys, in the comments. But I
Um,
know someone who takes, I think, Cambodian at our school. I just don't. I'm not positive what the language is called. But Khmer. Thank you, Sammy.
Thanks,
Thank
Sammy.
I was
you.
confused what he just said. I was
What
like,
is
wait,
Kumar?
what?
I think it might be pronounced different than it's
Okay. But yeah, I think that it would be really beneficial if they had more languages.
Yeah.
And that's a
It
thing that
opens more
someone could-
opportunities.
I think
too.
it's so cool. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
I think, yeah, because then you get to experience this whole other culture that you never would have been
Totally.
open to
Yes.
without this language.
There's
Yeah.
like no reason for me to be as invested in it as I am, besides the fact that I just like truly
Yeah.
love it.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And that's something that you could take leadership in, bringing that idea up at school. If you're interested in learning new languages, which everyone should be. We are a fast-moving country. We have no specific national language. It's so diverse. So it's very important to learn another language. And if you're interested in that, you should bring that idea up at your school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be a leader.
Yeah, right? That was very good input.
Yeah, there we go. Good point, guys.
But yeah, I think that speaking Spanish is really important to me because the same thing that you said, I love being able to experience a different culture, experience like different ways of life that other people live that I never would have been open to if I hadn't learned this language. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I
Totally.
learned Spanish in my high school. But
I thought you were taking Spanish
well,
right
yeah,
now.
I'm taking it, but I'm not learning it.
Oh.
I don't do well.
At least he's honest.
Yeah.
Good leader.
I mean,
Be
she's
honest.
she's the teacher's aide in my class, and
How's
Are
he-
you really?
How's he
I
doing?
didn't
Yeah.
know
You
that.
grade his test, don't you?
They don't take tests.
yeah, I don't know much.
Oh, well, of course you're not learning.
They don't,
Yeah.
and like no notes or anything. But that's another thing. The teacher of that class encourages. This is like totally different from the actual class. He encourages other students in the class to be leaders, and I think it's so amazing what he does for the people at our school.
Yeah,
He has a club called 14s for Change, and it's
Wait,
basically
what?
No, what did I just
No.
say?
Yeah. Wait,
I was like, so you stole the name.
No, I was a little confused
Oh
by
my
that
God.
too.
it's like helping hands.
I was reading that. No, he has a club called More for Students.
Yeah,
And
Okay,
he
that is
basically,
way off.
I know. I don't know. I was looking at our
Luna, let's
sign.
not be rude.
Oh,
Yeah, come
okay,
on. This is
sorry.
a safe environment.
My
That
bad.
was not what a leader should do.
Yeah. Come
You're
on,
right.
girl.
Yeah,
So
Kindness.
he has this club, and he's basically revolutionized helping the underserved at our school.
Wow.
He has gotten access to like 300 bus passes for homeless kids at our school.
Wow.
It's like so amazing. And he always has like refrigerators and like boxes full of food in his room for anyone who wants to
Wow.
come by and pick up food. And also he's done a lot of work helping women at Wilson because
Mhm.
Mm.
there are never tampons or sanitary products in our bathrooms ever.
I've never found one in any bathroom.
Right?
They have them at Milliken, but the minute you press the button, nothing comes out.
Exactly.
And
Oh,
I've
well.
been trying that for 4 years,
Right?
so they're just broken.
So I was talking to him about this, and he was like, "This is totally unacceptable." We
Or the
need to
way that you have
change
to
this."
pay for them sometimes,
Yeah,
like in
that's
public places.
Are you kidding me? But anyways, he encourages people to do this too, and it's just so awesome. I was helping him going around the school, like putting up signs and giving sanitary products to teachers so they could give them to their students because there's nowhere for them in the bathroom. But I just think it's so awesome, and he is definitely a person who encourages me to do better for my community.
That's great.
Yeah, was
I feel
he,
like no, go. Go.
was he the one that did the graphing calculators too?
He probably was because we got like a bunch of graphing calculators.
Yeah, because it was because
Yeah.
he was saying about the graphic calculators how you like a bunch of underprivileged kids can't like take
Yeah,
And
those
advanced math.
graphing calculators are
they're
like
they're
literally
like 150
100.
bucks
Yeah.
or whatever.
No, that's
So
so,
expensive.
So
That's
he,
why
like- he,
you
like,
just
got a
steal them
bunch-
from
he,
school
like, got a
and
bunch
put
to
them
loan
back at
out.
the end of the year.
You steal?
I stole, but I put it back.
Really?
I did, but I'm gonna take it when school starts again.
School already started.
I mean, like we're on break right now, so I put it back.
Anyways,
Yeah.
he also has a program where he has people donate their old AP books to the school because I never
that's
used mine.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
My
me neither.
practice books, I never used mine.
Well, I
So,
don't buy them.
Oh,
If
and
anyone-
another. Sorry.
I'll just say this really quick. If anyone has AP practice books or anything like that that they have barely written in or written half in, whatever, try donating them to Wilson if you go to Wilson. It's a very good way you could give back to your community.
Yeah, another thing I would say, it's really easy, but like no one ever reads the announcements, like the school announcements, but
Mhm.
so often there are like drives for socks,
Yeah.
like especially around the holidays. Like if you're looking for an easy way to contribute, just read the announcements, and if you see something, donate one item, like
Yeah.
even just one. Like it doesn't take a lot of time. You're making an impact. You're starting somewhere. I've overlooked so many of those, but my mom always reads them. So then like we end up doing
Yeah.
it. She pulls it together for us.
Mm-hmm. And it's like the small things you do. You'd probably
Yeah.
think it's not going to have that big of an impact on anyone, but trust me, it will.
But one person is a whole person.
Exactly.
Like just one person. That's a whole. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
And things add up. Like if more people start
Absolutely.
doing it, it becomes like a lot of giving back, which is a good thing.
Something like really cool that one of my teachers did this year. I think she's done it every year. But besides the point, in one of my classes, it's called Current Affairs. My teacher basically like got like boxes from C's Candy and like told students to like sell them. So students like sold them, they got money back, and then they put that money towards buying gifts for homeless children at a homeless
yeah.
shelter. And yeah, they like bought them like a bunch of like gifts and like donated.
This may be a little bit late, but what are ways people can help? Because I know around the holidays, it's a really important time to give back to the community. So why don't we share a few ways that we can do that and encourage other people to do that?
What are they called? Like food drives for like
Food
homeless
drives.
people.
Like just through
Definitely.
specifically Christmas. Or?
There's the shoe
Like
boxes. A lot of churches have shoe boxes that they give you a list of things to fill it with, and then they ship it to like third world countries. And then one organization I love, it's World Vision. They send out like a catalog every year of all of these different things that people mostly in Africa need, especially in the pandemic. And it's like a catalog, and you flip through and you can donate like a cow. Like you can like give a
that's so
family
cool.
a cow, or like give a
That's so
family a goat,
awesome.
or you can give like school supplies, or a portion of a house. Like you can donate money for a portion of a house, and they
Ooh,
take
that's really
everyone
cool.
who does portions and they build a whole house.
That is so
so
awesome.
World Vision's a phenomenal one. I love
We're going to
them.
link it
Yeah.
down below.
Yeah.
So you will have that resource to reach out
Yeah.
to. One way that Jesse and I did this was a really cool thing he invited me to do with him, was we went to a homeless food drive, and that was very beneficial, and it made me feel really good that I was finally doing something to give back.
Yeah, I definitely think like donating like gifts and like, you know, just like needs. Not needs, because gifts aren't needs, but you know, it's kind of sad like when somebody doesn't have something to like celebrate like the holidays and all that.
Yeah.
And when you do, so
So just donating honestly is like the best way to do it.
Yeah, my family, for the last couple of Christmases at least, we've like you sponsor a child. I don't know where
Yes,
the
yes,
kid. I
yes,
don't know where they
yes.
like
Oh,
the kids are,
Yes,
but you can
I love doing
you
that.
sponsor a child, and then like whoever runs the
And you
organization,
can write them letters.
Yeah,
Like
they'll
all
send
kinds
you
of
like
things.
their
Yeah.
like, needs. Like,
my mom did that
shampoo,
like
love that.
yearly, like
Cool.
year round, but then the kid like lost contact with her, so she was never able to find him
Or
again.
my family actually sponsored a family like when I was born with and we like followed them all the way up, and then they got to the point like financially where they didn't need our help anymore, and they were like,
Really?
thank you
Oh,
so much,
that's
we're
so
stable
cool.
now. And like they graduated out of the program, but like
that is so awesome.
our aid helped them get there, and that was so nice. Then they gave us another family, so it's like cyclical. You can
Yeah.
That's
keep
so
going.
cool. And we're gonna link all of this down below, guys. Let's just, as a wrap up, I just want to say that it's very, very important to give back to your community. And I think there are hundreds of ways you can do that. And we've talked about a few of them on this podcast. Infinite ways. Jesse's right.
Good
But
word.
if you want more information, we will have links down below. And also you always have the internet as your resource.
Yeah.
So,
And even if you do something small and it doesn't feel like you're making a difference, like trust me,
You are.
Like
Mhm.
everything you do, it has like an impact.
yep. Well, guys, thank you
Bingo.
so
Yes.
much for watching our episode
Thank
today.
you for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. We love our guests. We're gonna do more like this in the future
Yeah.
for sure. I
Maybe
really like
maybe
this
Nico
episode.
will show up to this one.
No, he won't. Anyways, guys, make sure to watch this episode on YouTube or Spotify at 14s for Change. And make sure to keep up with our Instagram at 14s for Change.
And email us
for business inquiries.
at 14sforchange@gmail.com.
Thank you
Yep,
so
right.
much, guys. We're going to do our...
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
don't know what that means.
Yep,
One,
you're gonna do it anyways. Ready?
Boop, boop,
Boop,
boop, boop.
Bye.
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 very high energy at the end.